Welcome back to the Us versus Them channel. I'm your host Vince, and we're going to break down the last fight for the main event that we have this weekend for UFC 321. We got Aleksandar Rakić versus Azamat Murzakanov. Right now, Rakić is sitting at this is really close to a pick'em fight. So Rakić is at -108, and then you got Murzakanov on the other side at a -112. So about as close to a pick'em as you can get. Before we get into the breakdowns and all that shit, if I can just remind you guys to hit the like button to this video, subscribe to the channel, all that bullshit. We appreciate it. So thanks for watching. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This one's going to be really close. I got to watch the final stare downs for these guys after their weigh-ins, and the size difference on these guys is for real. Rakić just got, he's got a 6-inch size difference, but it might be even a little bit more than that. I mean, he looked like he towered over Murzakanov. He looked like he was thicker than Murzakanov as well. So the size difference alone, after watching that, it started making me really reconsider my pick. It's also important to look at kind of the streaks that these guys are on. Sometimes the trajectory of somebody's career, it kind of helps predict the fight that they're going to be into next. You look at Murzakanov, a guy who's 15-0, obviously, so he's undefeated. He's on his big, long winning streak or whatever. And then you got a guy like Rakić on the other side who, he's got just only 4 losses total. And he's got 5 losses in his career, but he's got 3 in a row right now. He's coming off losses to Jan Blachowicz. He's coming off a loss to Yuri Prohaska and then Magomed Ankalaev. He had relatively competitive fights with all those guys, at least certainly at some points in the fight, and all those guys are former champs. So it just kind of depends on how you look at the fight. Is this going to be Murzakanov just kind of keeping his unbeaten streak going, or is this somebody who's taking a step down in competition, who's fighting somebody that's maybe closer to where they're at right now in their career, and it's maybe going to style on the guy who's a newcomer and a new up-and-comer? A concern coming from Rakić is that, recently he's shown in the past, his past couple fights that he doesn't take damage quite as well as he used to. And that's going to be a little bit concerning coming into a fight against a guy like Murzakanov, who typically kind of just sits back and kind of waits to uncork that big left hand. Murzakanov is not known for the volume that he throws, but he is really proficient at landing the big shot that he's looking for. Obviously, he's proficient at doing this. He's 15-0. He's never lost doing it. So you got a guy like Rakić who maybe has a durability issue, and then you got a guy on the other side like Murzakanov who obviously is really proficient at landing the big shots that he's looking for. So that's definitely something that's going to be worth looking into in this fight. One thing that's really going to help Rakić in this fight is his huge leg kicks. He lands huge leg kicks on everybody that he fights, and I think fighting a shorter, more compact fighter that he's going to be able to work distance a little bit better with. And Murzakanov is somebody where we're definitely going to be able to see him find some of those big, devastating leg kicks. But I think that's pretty much where his success on his feet starts and ends. I do think that he'll find some success a little bit in the boxing as well. He's going to have a huge, 6.5-inch reach advantage or some shit like that. But when we start to enter boxing range, is where we start to enter the range where Murzakanov is the most dangerous. And I think Rakić is going to probably understand that. For my official prediction, I'm leaning towards Murzakanov to get this one done. I do think that 15 minutes in there with this dude is a long time. He's not the most exciting fighter for sure. He's not the most, but when he is exciting, he turns it on really fast. Once he lands that big shot, it goes from kind of being a dull fight to, oh, fuck, this fight's over. So for my official prediction, give me Azamat Murzakanov to get this one done by KO. I think that he's able to get this one done against Rakić. But as he starts to climb up higher towards the upper echelon of the division, he's going to start to run into some problems. So I think this is probably where his career is going to be close to the peak. That's all we got for you guys in this breakdown. Stop by for the next one. We got Nasrat Haqparast versus Quinlan Salkild. That fight is going to be fucking sick. I mean, the matchmakers really fucking knocked it out of the park with this one. That fight has been a pick'em all week. So probably be a fight that we leave off the parlay or something. I'm getting the fucking ahead of myself. Don't let me keep babbling. I'll keep you here for hours. Anyway, I'm done talking to you guys, and I'm the fuck out of here.